Hi guys, as usual, before we begin, a couple of things. The first one, all the necessary links are in the video description, and you'll also find there my test system setup details. If there will be anything to add after I will record this video, I will also place that information in the video description. So today we are looking at SMSL PL200T transport. It's not a CD player, it's a transport, pure transport, that can be used for a regular price of $499. I've checked the pricing this morning, and it seems that there is some kind of sale or discount happening right now, as I saw that it's currently being priced for $429. So you may have seen my review for SMSL PL100 CD player that I've recorded recently. I liked PL100 so much that I got really interested in PL200T. As I've said, this is not a CD player though. It's pure transport only without internal digital to analog converter and any kind of analog outputs. So it stays focused on one single task, that is reading the data and delivering the data to your external digital to analog converter. It got my attention as it allows you to use external 10 MHz clock that I already have. And the second thing that got my attention was IIS output. Why? Because my gas start digital to analog converter has two IIS inputs. One of them is currently used, and the second one was not used until recently. So the last reason for getting this particular transport, and let's be honest about it, it looks really good. I like good looking audio devices, and this one ticks all the boxes on my list when it comes to the design. So let's take a look at the build. First, I will disconnect the power right now, because we will be getting through the menus and through the functionality later. Now, it's kind of brutal, but there was no CD inside, so I can do something like that safely. Stay there. Okay. The transport comes with a remote. The remote is a standard plastic SMSL remote, but it works perfectly fine, and it allows you to control not only the playback but also the configuration menu of the device. In front of the device, it's weird to not call it player. We have large IPS display. We have a rotor knob that doubles as a switch, because you can press it like that. And except for a couple of logos, we also have these nice cutouts here that are matching the other devices from this lineup. And we have an excellent set of control buttons. I know it's weird to talk about the control buttons, but these are executed in a way that I'd like to see on every single device that I own. These are working like piano keys, so you are pressing them from the upside. They have very delicate click that you can hear right now, and they have a very nice tactile feeling when you're using them. So I absolutely love using them, even to the point when I was just playing with them. Okay, on top of the device we have a CD tray. Let's call it CD tray, although it's not a tray because it's top loaded. So we have our cover that's made of transparent plastic, and that's why I recommend leaving the protective film that's on the top side on. You need to remove the lower one, because the lower one will make problems when closing the lid, but leaving the top one is a good idea because it will protect your device from scratches. So let's put it away like that. Then we have a weight to keep your CD in place. That's basically held by magnets, as you can see. And we have a drive here with the description and information that you should never touch the lens and never look into the lens. Okay. By the way, here is the sensor for the lid closing. It's just a small metal pole that goes inside. Let's close it for now, for a second. Yeah, I actually like how it closes. It's a fun thing to use it. Now, before I forget that, there's one thing that I want to mention here. The legs for the device. There are 4 legs. I think they are made for some kind of silicone. The thing is that they are basically sticking like magnets to everything that you'll place this transport on. And that's a very good thing, because they not only dampen the vibrations, but they also make this device resist any kind of slides. As you can see, I'm pushing the device, but you cannot see how hard I'm pushing this device. My finger literally gets white here, and I still cannot push it to the side. Up to the point where my whole desk is moving, but it's not. So I absolutely love the silicone legs on that. Let's take a look at the back. And in the back we'll have a full set of output ports. We have I2S port, we have AS-ABU output port, we have SPDF coaxial and optical outputs, we have word clock in, that would be the place where you'll be connecting your 10 MHz external clock, and we have 3 sets of power supply inputs. The first one uses standard IEC cable, and this one is using internal power supply that has been built into the device. SMSL says this is a very quiet, very noise-free power supply. But you can also use external 5-volt supplies. The first one uses a regular barrel connection. I think this is 5.5/2.5 millimeter one, and this one uses a regular USB-C connection, which is very nice because I was using this one with my external power bank to provide the transport with a super clean power supply. Yes, that's it about build. Let's talk about the functionality and the menus. Let's connect the power back again. Yep. One more thing, the whole chassis is made from one machined aluminum block. It's really heavy. You cannot see it in the video, but it's really, really heavy, especially for something so small. And again, that's a very good thing because it will dampen the vibrations very nicely. Okay. A couple of other things that we can talk about the build are the facts that SMSL is stating that they have developed internally the servo system for this player, for this transport, and this servo system is called PASS. It's using internal XMOS chipset because it can work in pass-through mode. You can connect this via USB to your PC or to your Mac, and it will be seen as external digital to analog converter, and the USB will do pass-through with conversion to any of the digital outputs that I've shown you earlier, including I2S1. For the clock input, we are able to use 50 ohm or 75 ohm impedance cables. That's an important distinction because for the clock cables, these are special concentric BNC cables. You can have 2 types with different impedances. And this time we will not be looking inside, as there is no analog section inside, and as I've seen on the photos on the web, some ICs are sanded down anyway. So no analog section to talk about, to look at, and just the digital section with XMOS chipset. Now, functionality. It does MQA decoding not only for MQA CDs, but also for the MQA data coming from the USB port. It allows you to connect external clock. USB input allows you to use anything up to 52 bits and 768 kilohertz, and also DSD up to DSD 512, including MQA decoding. The specification gives some killer numbers for THD and SINAT in digital domain. THD plus noise is given as 0.0000006%, and SINAT is given as 144 decibels, meaning that the signal quality in digital domain for this transport is absolutely top notch. So let's talk about the functionality and the menus. So let's load the CD. This one actually made me get my first MQA CD. That's the one, by the way. Yeah. So we are placing the CD here. We are placing the weight up, and we are closing the lid like that. Let's power it on. Let's power it on. Yeah, probably the cable has moved outside. Just a second. Yes, my fancy USB cable with light just got disconnected, so let's power it directly from my power bank, as I told you earlier. So power status indicator, and we can turn the device by either pushing the knob or just using the remote. Yeah. I am quiet right now, so you could try to hear how quiet this device is. I was talking about that in my PL100 review. One of the things that you expect and you need from your CD player, and one of the main differentiators between transports and CD players and used DVD players or Blu-ray players, is the fact that CD players tend to be, and they need to be, very, very quiet. You do not want to have any kind of noisy device when you're listening to music. You have to be listening to the music and not to the mechanism inside of the transport. So let's play some music and let's try to hear how quiet it operates. Yep, the backlight goes blank after a while. Yeah. That's the regular operation. And now let's try to switch tracks. And now let's try to do the seeking. And now let's move back. As you can hear and see, it's very, very fast and it's very, very quiet. You can operate it also with a remote, like that. Now let's talk about the menu and what's in our settings. I'll use my headphones as a rack so you'll be able to see the display clearer. You can access the menu by pushing the knob or using menu key on the button on the remote. And you can choose inputs from CD or USB audio, meaning pass-through mode from the USB. You can choose the clock input, internal or word clock for 44.1 kHz or external 10 MHz. The last one would be the recommended one if you have at your disposal external 10 MHz clock. Why? I'll tell you later about the sound qualities. But if you'll choose external clock, and if the external clock is connected, you can see it on the display. Let's try to force it like that. Now I need to enable it again. Yes, confirm and then exit. This one is blinking because it tries to synchronize with external clock. It's disconnected right now. If it would be connected, then we would have solid display here. Let's change that for internal. Now we can choose the type of the cable, 50 ohm or 75 ohm cable. We can choose I2S mode. As you can see, and as you probably know, I2S is not standardized yet, so there are two main options for signals for the left and right channels, and we can choose normal or reversed. And yes, that's correct. It's a good thing to read the manual to understand what's that all about. But if you're using I2S, you will know why this is important. Okay, so let's go back to the menu. We can choose clock ratio for the I2S. Yeah, again. And we can enable or disable MQA decoder. At this moment, I have disabled MQA decoder, so the CD is being read as pure PCM, and the pure PCM is being fed to the digital outputs. But if I will enable MQA decoding, this particular CD is actually MQA CD. So, yep, it's decoding MQA at this moment, and the data stream for this particular CD at this moment, as it would be recognized by the digital to analog converter, would jump from 44.1 kilohertz up to 176 kilohertz. And that's the way I'm listening to this CD with my digital to analog converter. On the side note, there is a big controversy about the MQA format. Because MQA, as I've tested, and that was one of the reasons to get this particular device and this particular CD, MQA CDs do sound better. But it's not very clear if that's because of the coding, because this is basically lossy codec, or because of the fact that all MQAs, as far as I know and as far as I could find this information over the web, are being remastered again from the original masters, meaning that the better quality may as well come from the fact that this was mastered once again with different mastering options, and the original sound is just better, and that the MQA doesn't change this much. Still, for this particular CD, if I will switch MQA decoder on, it will sound better than with regular PCM. It will be more dynamic, it will have clearer highs, and better defined, when it comes to precision bass. But that's something beside the point right now. Okay, getting back to the main system. The last thing we have here is resetting the device to the defaults and choosing the brightness level. At this point, we have 3 out of 6 steps, and that's just good enough for me. Okay, so let's get back here. We will not be resetting the device, and that's how it operates, and that's what kind of functionality we can see in the menu. Now, finally, getting to the most important part of the review, and forgive me, but I'll have to play with the buttons here. The sound quality. I will not divide this description here in my regular chapters, as what I hear is basically my digital to analog converter. What I will tell you though is that it provides exceptional clarity and superb black background. The sound is very transparent, it's very dynamic, and honestly, I had no idea that my CD collection can sound that good, especially with external 10 MHz clock. If you have one at your disposal, it probably already has at least one free unused output, because the smallest ones that I've seen were two outputs only. So one for your digital to analog converter, and the second one can be used with this transport, this SMSL PL200T transport. And if you're using the same clock for both digital to analog converter and the transport at the same time, the sound is absolutely stunning. So, my summary here. I love the looks. It actually made me think about PA200 power amplifiers because of this clean and very nice modern industrial design. And it got me thinking also about D200 digital to analog converter, but that one is a kind of mystery device that can be seen only in PL200T marketing materials. If you will pay attention to the photos on SMSL site, you will see the stack of three devices with PA200 power amplifier at the bottom, DA200 or D200 digital to analog converter in the middle, and PL200T transport sitting at the top. And the whole stack looks very, very good. So, I love the build quality, I love the sound quality, I love how quiet it is and how nice it's to operate it. These buttons are pure magic. The keys are excellent. You have to touch them to understand what I mean here. It made me get back to my CD collection even more than PL100, and it made me get my first MQA CD. So for me that's a revolution, because I'm mostly listening to my music collection using FLAC and DSD files. I absolutely love it, and I highly recommend you to get one, especially if you already have top-of-the-line digital to analog converter, like my Gastard X263, and external 10 MHz clock available. I really, really love this device. Thanks for watching my short video review. If you'd like that review and if it helped you in any way to decide about getting this device or passing on that one, you're more than welcome to thank me by buying me a beer using Super Thanks or my remote beer tap link for my PayPal. And if you have any questions, give me a shout in the comments. I'll try to answer them. If there will be anything that should be added to the video description, I will add it there. And again, test system details in the video description and all store links in the video description. Thank you guys. Thanks for staying with me for so long. I hope you enjoyed this little video, and I hope you'll have a wonderful day ahead of you. See you next time. Bye.